Working?
Well, more than you.
Oh, good to hear. You and I both look like we're in the witness protection program. AJ's the only one who looks bright today. AJ Bokine, how are you?
What's up, Jack? What's up, Bulldog? How we doing?
Everything.
How you doing?
Oh, who are you?
Say hi to Mr. Beasley here. There he is.
Happy Tuesday, boys. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
How are you doing, AJ?
Good, man. We're good.
Bulldog, the kid's had another big time speech that he gave yesterday.
He's out distancing us 16-1.
He's twisting young lives as we speak.
Well,
hey, as long as they're not turning, we're all right. As long as they're not twisting and turning, we're all right.
Bulldog, how was your vacation?
Vacation. Where did I go?
I don't know.
Did I have fun?
Knowing you, yes.
I didn't get a tan.
Shocker. You had like 6 months off. How's your mom?
Well, we're in the process of changing her domicile. That goes on tomorrow. The movers have already packed, and she will be the whole house in Brown Deer will be shuttered for good.
No, it won't. Someone's going to buy it.
Well, they already did. Yeah, they bought it.
Yeah,
Just,
okay.
The Messerman branch of Brown Deer is closed for good.
Okay. Was your mom staying local, or is she going somewhere?
Mequon. Yeah, Mequon.
Oh, man. That means she's going to be in Homestead's league.
Hey.
Yes.
That's all right. Come on there.
She'll be a freshman next year. You can coach her, AJ.
Speaking of Homestead, 0 for 2.
0 for 2, big fella. 0 for frickin' 2.
Oh! Let's save that for later in the show.
Not only that, it was the way we lost both games. I mean,
Well, you didn't score in soccer.
yeah, we won't go on soccer. We scored in football, but at the end of the game, we
Lining up for a game-tying field goal.
got it blocked. So.
It was blocked by a 6'5" kid they put in at middle linebacker just for that. See if he could jump high and block a kick.
Yeah,
and it worked.
It worked. We'll get into that though. Don't you worry, Jack. Don't you worry.
That's in the 7:30 hour of our show.
Well, where you think? Well, wait, we got to talk about Mr. Bob's first, AJ.
That's
You're always trying to hog the mic, for God's sakes. Now that you're a big shooting celebrity.
For sure.
Mr. Bob's, there is news from Mr. Bob's. You want to check out Mr. Bob's at mrbobsunderthebridge.org. There's Mr. Bob's logo gear you can now purchase. There's sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats.
There's Mr. Bob's swag?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yes.
I need more.
You need more? And we need more Jose Ramon. He's already on Bulldog's ass about being gone for 6 months.
We got to get a line here. We we do. Look at that. Look at that. All right.
It's about time. Hold on.
It's right. Our biggest fan. Well, he's not our biggest. Russ is bigger, and he is in Michigan. He was in Mexico last week. He's in Michigan this week. But he keeps himself. He's so happy because he can get the show from anywhere in the world that he travels.
That is true. If you're any corner of the world, if you are in Mexico or Michigan or Michigan, Mexico, whatever combination.
He went from Granada to Grand Rapids. But Mr. Bob's underthebridge.org, you can go there. They have a list up of items that they need to be donated. You can also donate, make a cash or card donation. The 2 volunteering opportunities are Mondays from 4 to 6 p.m. at their location in Grafton on what drive is that always at?
Dakota Drive.
Dakota Drive. Thank you. 4 to 6, and then Thursday from 5 to 7. They need people to help sort and fold and get things ready for the big weekend outreach. This past Saturday, I was there, and it's amazing what they do with those items that are gently used and some new, but the way that they are able to fold them, label them, get them organized to be handed out to people is just amazing.
Yes,
it's quite a great organization, and the people that it helped it's just incredible. So, Mr. Bob's underthebridge.org. If If you can find it in your closet, please find it in your heart to help. What else? What else about Mr. Bob, AJ? You got anything?
Mr. Bob is one of a kind.
Yes, he is.
He gives back so much to that community, so much to people, and doesn't ask anything in return. And I love it about him. He doesn't ask anything in return. He's always appreciative every time I see him. So it's awesome. So I love it. So,
what do you mean he doesn't ask anything in return? You got to put up with his obnoxious self and all his bad jokes and
just
his.
Hey, all I got to put up with is Notre Dame football. We got to work on that, but that's all right.
Notre Dame football. It's
nothing
crazy.
AJ and I aren't used to.
You guys hang around with Mr. Bob a lot?
No.
What you saying?
Tuesday night at 7.
How would you know?
It's what I've heard. It's what I've heard.
All I got to put up with is Notre Dame football, and I can put up with that. So it's all right.
That is all right. All right. Always important to talk about Mr. Bob's. Mel's Charities is doing the help.
Big event tomorrow night. Big event tomorrow night.
What is it, AJ? Please tell.
For those who don't know, Chris Herron, who is a motivational speaker, he's coming to 4 schools tomorrow, including Sports, Grafton, and Cedarburg. He's speaking in 4 schools, including Port twice in one day. He's doing a public presentation for Port tomorrow night. Now, I will not be there, but that's okay. I've seen Chris 3 or 4 times now, and it's always a good time. It's always eye-opening, and it's a good experience, so I recommend it for those people.
He's been through a lot, and he's using his experiences to help other people.
Yes, sir.
Help them, which is good, which is really good. It's great. If only Bill Bulldog had a heart that big, for goodness sakes.
Yes, and he speaks to over 200.
I'm hanging up with Clam Girl.
Okay. Moving on.
Oh my God!
As I was saying, he speaks to over 250,000 kids a year. So
say that again, Age.
He speaks to over 250,000 kids a year.
Wow, that's a lot. That's getting up in your range, your stratosphere.
No. I'm nowhere close to it.
You're working on it, man. You're on your way up. That's great.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk about you in your big week. Yesterday, it was yesterday morning, correct?
Yesterday morning, 8 a.m.
8 a.m. at
Green Bay of Notre Dame of De Pere, a middle school.
Another Notre Dame.
Yes.
Did you tell them they suck?
Shout out to Scott Farr, the teacher who brought me in. I've known Scott since he was at Silver Lake College 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So,
middle schoolers, AJ, they're a little twitchy. I hear a little, a little twittery. They
all had great questions, Bulldog. Funny that you said it. They were required to write down 2 questions on their note cards.
Nice.
To get the note cards, they were required to write down 2 questions, and each one of them was great. In fact, I'll share one with you if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
What is the greatest part of having CP? And I said, the platform it's given me. Between you guys and everything that we've done, and then everything that CP has given me the opportunity to do, I just said the platform is the greatest part. So that was the coolest thing. Yeah, it's the coolest question I've gotten so far. So,
nice.
So yeah.
Excellent. Did they ask? How can you and Jack put up with Bulldog? Did anybody ask that?
Oh, they have no idea who you are.
Oh.
You're eating them. You're eating the cats. You're eating the dogs. You're eating the boogers.
What's the?
You missed me, all of you.
What's the grandson on Caddyshack?
Oh, Spalding.
Spalding.
$50 smells kid picks his nose.
Double or nothing, he eats it.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
But look at that, you do it enough. You're like, hey, no cavities.
What's going on?
I'm back. That's what's going on around here.
Oh man.
No, that's what they say in Caddyshack.
Oh, that
What's
too.
going
Yes.
What's going on around here? But in other sports, boys,
Yes.
Okay.
we got big night tonight. Big night. College hoops tips off in the
Oh.
DC, at the DC level.
D3.
Yeah. Oh no, the Champions Classic is also tonight.
Yeah.
Which is Duke and there's 4 teams in it. Michigan State, Kansas, Duke, and Kentucky.
And I think Kansas is preseason number 1, aren't they?
And Duke has Con Kneffel from Wisconsin, who's really good. He starts for him. He's a freshman.
How did a kid from Wisconsin who's good enough to start for Duke get out of Wisconsin?
Jack, I ask myself that question every single time. Every single time, Jack. How does this happen? You would think, shout out to the boys from Marquette. You would think at least the athletic guys that are in Wisconsin would go to Marquette would go to Marquette with the style they play. That up and down style, that running gun style.
Mm-hmm.
Con Kneffel is his name, and he's just a perfect fit for Duke. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
He's not even the best player in his team, though.
What's that?
He's not even the best player in his team. Cooper Flag is the best player in his team. So we'll see how good they are tonight. I'm excited to watch.
Good. Okay. Probably an ESPN thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. I love Izzo. He's the best coach of all time.
He is the best coach. He needs to email me back, but he's the best coach.
He's great. He's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so college basketball tips off. What's going on with the Bucks? Last week, AJ made a bold prediction, Bulldog. Even though they were 1-6, he said by the time they hit the 21 game mark, they'd be 11-10. How's your prediction coming?
Not looking good, boys.
What? Where are we?
We are now at a progression of 2-8.
2-8. Okay, well they can lose 2 more games, but then they got to win
everything.
18.
But now we got the NBA Cup coming, so we'll see what happens tonight.
So, what's the NBA Cup thing again, AJ?
It's a regular season tournament where teams are in 5 groups of 5, and you make the semifinals and finals based on how you do in your group.
And the Bucks didn't do well in that thing last year.
They made it to the semifinals.
Pacers beat them, right?
Yep, the Pacers did.
And Pacers beat them in the playoffs too.
Yes, sir.
Not a good year.
Not a good year. Not a good year.
Okay.
I'm sick of seeing the Pacers, to be honest. But they're in our group, so
they're in our group.
Yep.
Who do the Bucks play in the Cup thing?
The Raptors, the Knicks, the Heat. There's 2 more.
Okay.
Charlotte, and there's 5 teams total in the group. I'd have to look it up.
How do you think the Bucks will do in this Cup tournament?
I hope to do better. I think they'll do better. I think they'll go 4-0 in the group, 3-1 in the groups, and make this semifinals again.
Okay. What's the deal with Giannis and Jaylen Brown? He called him a child. Called Giannis a child. Did you hear what was going on?
Honestly, Jaylen Brown, they should. I don't know what exactly was going on. I had the game on in the background, but I had the game on TV. My dad was napping, so I didn't have the sound on.
Huh.
So started at the 8th, he was napping during the Bucks game, but I didn't have the sound on. But
well, there's some kind of. We'll have to revisit that because there's some kind of thing going on now between Jaylen Brown and Giannis.
That's what we call an old-fashioned beef, Jack.
An old-fashioned beef.
Sometimes you got to wrap it.
Yeah.
So the Bucks, you think, are still going to turn it around, right?
I think they'll turn it around to an extent. I think they'll finish 6th.
6th. Ugh. All right.
In the regular season.
Okay. Are they good enough to make any noise in the playoffs?
I think they need to make one more move. in the buyout market.
AJ, was it expected that they were going to be massive stink burgers this year? Bucks?
No, not with the talent they have. Well, not with the supposed talent they have.
So, what can we attribute this utter nuclear meltdown to?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it's partially because Chris is out, because that's another 20 points you can count on.
Yeah.
But it's also the defensive lapses that they've had. I mean, when they've lost games big. Like like 120 to 100.
Yeah.
And when you're giving up 120, it's not a good recipe for success. So.
The lapses, sometimes they lapse into playing defense. Mostly they don't play defense at all.
Ole, 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 ole. We're in soccer. We're in soccer mood tonight, gentlemen. Soccer mood.
I would think the powers that be in the Bucks organization and those who are trying to keep Fiserv heated and lit have got to be freaking out a little bit, because they're building something. They seem to be building something, and this This certainly can't be part of the business plan.
You know what my advice is to my friends right now? Do not text the powers that be that you know. They are not happy right now. They are not happy. I text my buddy Michael Ballot, who works for the Bucks, after they won 6, and I said, "It will turn." And his response to me was, "Thanks, buddy." That was all I could get out of him. There wasn't
You didn't elaborate.
There wasn't an I hope so. It was a thanks, buddy.
I kind of like thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I like it too.
Don't call me, I'll call you next time.
I also like Bulldog's point about getting lit at the forum.
My people will call your people, that sort of thing.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
No, but it's all good. I mean, it's a long. Remember, it's a long year. Basketball.
It is.
Basketball is by measure, not in games, but by measure, by length of season, the longest season of the year. It is the only season that crosses over in other sports. Meaning that by the time basketball is over, baseball is midway through the season.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
So let's not panic quite yet.
I'm good.
Yeah. Don't even bring up the Brewers. I saw my first thing to get pissed off about with the Brewers.
Do tell. You're in the right place.
They had Jim Bowden, who is the general manager, now does a lot of the for all the teams. This is what they're working on through the rumors of what they have all these teams like they're looking to acquire a left-handed starter, and they're doing this. The Brewers.
What sort of the Brewers? I heard that.
The Brewers. You know what the blurb was? They hope to re-sign Willie Adames. That was it.
How?
That was it. That's all they didn't say. They're bringing. And
how? My question is how? They're not going to be able to afford it.
Yeah.
They could afford him if that cheap smack Atanasio would just sell the frickin' team or sell 3 of his other teams that he doesn't support.
We know both those factors aren't happening. So.
See, that's why I'm trying to enjoy the basketball. It's like, we don't have to get angry about the Brewers yet. Let's watch the Bucks. Oh, oi. As Krusty the Clown would say, oi.
Yeah.
So,
remember, no cavities.
All right, with the basketball tipping off, AJ, what's your preseason predictions for the Badgers and Marquette?
Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh,
right up my alley here. So I'm predicting. Now, keep in mind, this is with a caveat that both teams are 3-0 right now.
What's that?
Both teams are 3-0 right now.
Okay.
So I'm predicting Wisconsin will finish 4th in the Big Ten.
4th?
4th of 18 teams, yes. 4th. And Marquette's going to win the Big East.
Marquette. Okay. All right, everybody, temper your enthusiasm. AJ's last big pronouncement, the last prediction he made was that the Badgers are going to beat Iowa in football when they played two weeks ago almost.
Yes, please temper your enthusiasm, please.
So, what was the final score of the Iowa-Wisconsin game?
A lot to a little.
A lot to a little, and the good guys had the little.
That's why I like tuning into AJ. He brings real science to the game.
Let me put it to you like this: 342 rushing yards for the opposing team.
The final was 42-10. AJ.
Yeah, it was. We don't have. I'm trying to not speak that into existence this weekend. So I'm trying not to mention it again.
Bulldog.
Yeah.
The Badgers played number 1 Oregon this Saturday night on prime time. In prime time.
Third night game in a row.
That can't be good for those kids. They should be in bed.
They play like it.
But this guy's their biggest fan.
Hey Jack.
Hey AJ.
My preseason prediction was 8-4, correct?
I think that's true. Yes. And what are they now?
They're 5-4, which means they have to beat Oregon to make it to 8-4.
Which is going to happen, right?
You know what? I give them a better shot this week than a win against Penn State.
Really?
And I give them a better shot this week because at some point, your pride, they got two of the last 3 games are at home, and a game against Nebraska. If you really want to see progress in this program right now, you go out and you pull this off. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but if you really want to make a statement that you're making progress, you go out, you let it all hang loose, and you try to pull it off.
Well, that would be great. Do you think, will it be a respectable game on Saturday night?
I want to say 24-20.
Respectable.
That's better than respectable.
I'm saying 24-20 Oregon.
Oh. All right, AJ, I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right, too.
One of these times you have to be.
I know.
I will not be tuning in. I will be going to see one more time. Batgirl's going to be in town, so
in person.
I want to make sure I don't miss that.
Batgirl.
So you guys have a good time with your little game there, and I'll be hanging out with.
Is that an old picture of you?
I get around a little bit. As does Batgirl.
Okay, but yeah, to me, I'm excited actually for Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why, but I am.
All right, let's go back to, you think Marquette? You really think Marquette's going to win the Big East?
I do.
Without Tyler Kolek?
Well, they still got Cam Jones, and Ben Gold is going to play. I think they'll do really well.
Okay. Well, I hope you're right. And the Badgers 4th. Why do you think they would finish 4th out of 18 teams? AJ, what gives you hope? They had people that transferred out, right?
They have people that transfer out, but I think they also have people that, I hate to say it in the 4th game of the year, but Friday night's going to tell us a lot. If they can be competitive with Arizona and still have programs like UCLA, Michigan State, and those are others in the program, I think it's going to tell us a lot. By the way, here's my point of gripe for the night, right?
Your what?
My point of gripe.
Okay, your point of gripe.
Why would you not put number 9 Arizona? Forget the fact it's Wisconsin, right? You don't put number 9 Arizona on a reasonable TV market on a Friday night. You put them on freaking Peacock again.
AJ.
This is getting ridiculous.
AJ. Besides making fun of Greg Gard's hideous wardrobe, has there really been any other reason to watch the Badgers the last couple of years?
You're right.
For non-Badger fans.
It's a home game though on a Friday night.
Okay. Arizona, yes. They've been in it, but even they lose early in the tournament. If you were looking,
Notice my whole argument was based on Arizona. None of it was based on Wisconsin.
well, I want to see what Guard's sporting this year. I want to see if he's gonna have one of those ugly light blue sport coats on again.
Right. Light blue sport coats. His son got the other night, by the way.
His what?
His son got in the game the other night. Isaac. They won by 30, but he got the game.
Okay. What's your prediction for the Badgers Arizona game that no one will be able to watch?
Bucky's gonna lose by 5.
Ooh, that would be a respectable loss
Bucky's gonna lose by 5.
to the number 9 team.
I think it's gonna be a good game. I think they'll slow the pace down. They'll slow the pace on. The game will probably be. If you're a Wisconsin fan, you want the game in the 60s. You don't want the game in the 80s because you're gonna be in trouble.
That's why they're not on a big network.
I understand. I'm saying you want the game in the 60s. I'm not saying it's watchable.
Watchable. You know they're putting them on Peacock, but you know what's on NBC? This guy right here. This guy right here is really popular. He's going to be playing on NBC.
Whoa!
The other guy.
What the hell is that?
He's on NBC when the Badgers are playing.
Well, like who the hell is that?
Wow.
Who is that?
I have no idea. I just found him laying around, like everything else in my Rolodex.
No, but honestly, guys, it's gonna be an exciting weekend. There's no, I know high school teams are going for state this weekend for football. So shout out to all those teams. Thank Cats we're gonna go for, gonna have a chance to go to state, so that could be fun. And then you know what else starts next week, boys? Practice. For basketball. That too, Bola. That too.
Yeah, right here.
AJ, we haven't even talked about it's Bears week in Packers land.
Yes, it is. It is.
And the
You
Bears
know
Bears fired their offensive coordinator.
You know what I love?
What?
Shout out to Caleb Williams. Just keep talking, buddy.
What did he say now?
Well, his dad said something like fire the coach or something like that.
Oh, well, not recently, has he?
Last week.
There are reports that a bunch of players went to the head coach and the GM about the offensive coordinator they wanted out, and they wanted the quarterback changed.
The Tyler Baggett or whatever his name.
Yeah.
Why are they letting the inmates run the asylum? Crack down. Come on.
So
you know, at least we can say that at least our players talking can somewhat back it up.
Oh, we'll see. They play Sunday at noon at Soldiers Field.
Soldier Field, yes, sir. Yes,
so,
sir.
What's your prediction for that one, big guy?
21-14 Packers.
20.
Weather's supposed to be pretty nice. So
you think it's going to be close?
I do.
And, well, let me ask you this, AJ. How do you think Packer Nation will respond if they lose?
Not well. Not well.
I
guarantee you one person that won't respond well if they lose. Me! I have tickets for the game next week. If they lose to the Bears, I'm not going to be happy.
That was a high-pitched me, I tell you.
Yeah, but guess what they're serving at the game? There you go. Nothing with the rest.
Oh, hell no.
It's all in the preparation. It's all in the preparation.
You better not put that on my freaking hot dog. That's all I all I got to say about that one there, buddy.
We'll get you nothing but the best here. They're already working on them.
Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, it's Bears week, and to my Bear fan friends,
you have some.
If you want some, come get some. It's gonna be a long Sunday afternoon for you.
She said the same thing.
Frankfurter Queen. Hebrew National.
That's right. Shalom, baby.
It's gonna be a long weekend, I think. You know, I look at the Bears schedule, and this is not all joking aside.
We'll try.
Do you realize that they have all 6 divisional games left, and San Francisco and Seattle?
Well, we got San Francisco the week after the Bears.
Yeah, I know. I got a ticket to that game.
Oh boy! And your friend is back in, Christian McCaffrey.
I know. He's not on my fantasy team. Wait, 1 second, boys. Let me just take. Can I just take my phone real quick?
No problem. Oh, here. You know what? Hang on. We'll do this while you're doing that. And we're back.
We're back. Sorry.
No, that's all right. That's why I keep Gene in the holster.
Do you know who I am? I'm all green.
Chuck Barris.
No.
Yeah, the late.
Where was I? I was talking about Bears.
They die too young. The great ones die too young. Okay.
Yeah.
You were gone in the Bears is what was happening.
No, the Bears schedule. So I think this will tell us a lot about the Bears, because if the Bears are competitive, they play the Lions twice, the Packers twice, and the Vikings twice. Plus, they play San Francisco and Seattle. So they're either going to really do respectively and finish 8-9, like I predict, or they're going to nosedive completely, which will be glorious if they do.
Well, the Packers this year, I think they were like 2-5 or something after 7 games last year. This year, we're off to a much better start.
2-5, correct.
2-5, and the thing is, we got some. The Bears could be it's a rivalry game. They just fired their coach, so of course they'll be better. Then we've got San Francisco, and then on Thanksgiving night, we got the Dolphins coming in. Yes, and they looked pretty good last night.
Yeah, they did. They did that. Shout out to the Rams though. Their defense is pretty good, but they got torched by Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, we better hope our defense is ready for this. I don't know if anybody can hang with Tyreek. Maybe we can get him arrested outside the stadium like he did in his own stadium.
Hey Jack, let's keep it real now.
That was real.
I know. We're trying to keep the show positive for a minute now.
That was positive.
He was positively arrested. There's no doubt about it. Positively. All you got to do is check the circuit court records.
Arrest him for speeding.
Yeah, you got to.
With no car. That's how fast he is.
Not easy to do.
It is for him.
He got arrested, all right. Yeah, but I think this weekend it could be a good weekend for sports fans in East Africa. I really do.
Let's hope so. It's been a tough go for Wisconsin fans the last couple of weeks. All right, so AJ, let me ask you a couple more NFL questions.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
I want to know if you think it's for real or not for real. Russell Wilson being good.
He's a product of the system. That's what I think.
Partridge Family, right?
That's what I. No, honestly, that's what I think.
That's not been a good system for other quarterbacks, though.
But they're playing like Seattle right now. They're running a football. They're playing physical defense, and I think that helps it.
Okay, next one: real or not real? Cardinals.
No.
Oh, that's it? Just no? Next.
Binary.
No, I don't think they're real. No.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers sticking up for Mike McCarthy. Do you think he's being real, or is he just trying to pull some as usual. I'm great kind
Have
of
you ever
stuff.
heard of people? Have you ever heard of people trying to mask their own problems? I think
Trying
that's
to.
what
He's trying.
he's trying to mask his own death problems right now.
Huh?
I think that's what he's trying to do. I think that's what's going on there.
AJ's a tough grader this week, man. I remember when we started. I don't know how many 10 years ago. He was such a nice young. He was a nice young kid.
I remember those days.
His only fault was that he liked creamy better than crunchy peanut butter. Now he's got opinions. He's abrupt. He's dismissive.
Hey boys,
He's cussing.
I got news for you. That was only 2.5 years ago.
Oh, it just seems like 10 years ago.
Although we may have all gotten grayer since then.
Nah.
Including myself. But
No way. All right. That's all I have for sports. Anything else you want to cover, AJ?
No. Programming notes for those who are looking for us tomorrow evening. We will not be on tomorrow evening because I will be at dinner with my brother. So we will be on tomorrow, not tomorrow. Thursday afternoon.
Yep. The Mafia at like 4 o'clock, we're thinking.
Yeah.
If you want to tune in live, but it will be up on YouTube as soon as it's completed.
Yes. Also, you guys know one more thing if we can. You guys know my buddy Chris Davis going to a few months back. I want to give a shout out to his son. He just committed to play college basketball this week, so I just want to give him a shout out.
Nice.
Good.
He just committed to play college basketball at Arkansas State. So I'm going to give him a quick shout out. And Chris, we're all thinking about you. We're all thinking about your family. So just keep going, young fella. That's all I got to say.
There it is.
That I don't believe.
Well, I got more to say.
I know.
At the sound of the bratwurst cannon, it's time for AJ to mosey along.
Yes, sir.
Okay, AJ.
All right, it's good to see
nice
you, man.
job. Good to see you're prepared for once.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You were prepared.
All right, guys.
All right.
Take care. We'll see ya.
Wait. One last question, AJ.
You thought you were, yeah.
Onion rings. What fast food restaurant has the best onion rings? I've got a ranking. I want to hear what.
That's easy.
What?
Cops.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they're damn good. All right.
Well, all right.
Get out of here.
That's not on the list.
Oh, no. I mean, these are bigger chains, but yeah, Cops is fantastic.
You know,
all right.
That list is wrong.
He used to
take that.
He used to be such a nice young lad. He was charming.
Oh boy.
On that note, I'm out, boys.
All right, AJ, take it easy. I'll talk to you later. AJ McKinney with sports and life.
Oh man,
and
he's tough.
Whew, man, I'm I'm a little shaky after that one. Yeah.
Jose Ramon asked, "Didn't the Brewers manager get manager of the year?" I believe he did, or if he didn't,
I think they just announced it. I think, but I wasn't sure. It was kind of vague on the Facebook thread that I got.
He was fantastic, and he deserves better than Atanasio. That's for sure.
Yeah, he'll find that out. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
But Jose Ramon's on top of it. Very, very impressive. I got one for you.
Yeah.
I got a bunch for you.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with a Parker John's barbecue and pizza? Does that sound familiar to you?
Not even a little bit.
Started somewhere up in Sheboygan. Or they have it's coming down to Grafton.
Oh, really?
On Port Road, yeah.
Everything's coming up Port Road.
Not everybody's thrilled about it, I guess. The neighbors.
Oh, they're grousing?
Yeah.
Who's grousing?
The neighbors who were in the subdivision near there.
They're foolish to have moved there in the first place. The hell were they thinking? Well, there's nothing available at I swear to God.
You're gonna be walking distance from pizza and barbecue.
You got your Five Guys over there. You got some burgers action.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I went over to that little new strip mall. You got Five Guys and Chipotle, and I think there's a phone store in there too. Well, I gotta tell you, those the Chipotle, that's a stressful place, man.
Why?
They just are struggling.
Really?
They might do fine with sales for now. Maybe not after this. But I went in and
What'd they do to you?
They were fine. I felt bad. Everyone was kind of dropping things and like running into each other.
Did they drop things and then put it back in the bowl? And
Right in the
serve it to you?
burrito. It's amazing how grainy it was. It was good. It had a texture.
Wasn't a kitchen sink burrito. It was
No,
a
it was nice.
kitchen floor burrito.
Yeah. It had corn and salsa and a cigarette butt. I loved every minute of it.
It was smoking hot.
I worry about them. They're all kids. They're all 12 working there. It's like, hey boss.
I've never been to a Chipotle.
I love Chipotle. I think I would choose them over the other fine Mexican place up the road, Qdoba. I like Chipotle better. I mean, flavor wise,
Margot has this vendetta against Chipotle. Something about
Does she?
That they charge too much for all the. Oh, she goes, no, you just get food poisoning there.
I was going to say they are the champions of foodborne illness. Yes, they did really well. They have cleaned it up.
Bulldog says they're the champions of foodborne illness. So he is your co-defendant in there.
It is true, but when they're not killing you, it's delicious.
Have you gone into Five Guys?
I have.
And?
Again, I think their burgers are really good. I mean, I'm a Hefner's guy, so they can bite it. But but again, as opposed to where Chipotle is, I think cheerfully incompetent. Five Guys, well, they're just angry. They're not nice over.
So they should rename it instead of Five Guys. It should be Mob. Mob burgers.
It should be like
how many people do you have to be counted as a mob? Do you think?
Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's more like you're on my fifth nerve at Five Guys. They're just saying they don't suffer fools or anyone else very well over there.
I've been to the one in Madison years ago, and I remember the burger was good, but the fries weren't my. Are they guys
They're different? They're like
with the one with the skins on them or something?
A little bit, yeah. There's extra stuff on.
Yeah. Not my thing.
When I walked in, I just got immediately yelled at. I walked in, the guy was just like ripped into me.
Who?
No one special.
A 12-year-old?
Just the manager. Oh. No, this guy was a bit older, and I found out after the fact he thought I was. I must exude this or have this look. He thought I was DoorDash doing a pickup, and there was something going on with DoorDash. He just like, this was when I walk in, and the music's playing, maybe a little Fleetwood Mac, maybe a little, and then I hear, "You can't keep doing this." I was like, okay.
Of all people to say that to, did you jump out? Did you jump through the window? Did you like the lion in the Wizard of
Oz? No, more the Scarecrow. Oh my gosh, no, lion. You're right. He's the guy without heart. Yes. Oh my gosh, and so. I said, okay, I won't order pickles. It was my response, thinking I was being funny. Oh, he was not amused. Oh, my gosh. That even made things even worse. But then finally, after I was sort of just standing there, he said, something along the lines of, "You tell your DoorDash people." And I'm like, and I squeaked out, "I'm not DoorDash. I'm just a burger buyer."
I'm a customer.
And his response was great. He's just like, "Oh." Not much better, I guess.
Well,
but yeah,
I think DoorDash has that effect on a lot of places.
I
don't know anymore, but at the Java House, they were always kind of a
little pushy,
and kind of a hindrance. But do they do the? Excuse me. I wonder if they had the 30-minute. Remember the old Domino's? If you didn't get your pizza in 30 minutes, you get free pizza. Yep.
Yeah, no, DoorDash is there must be something about them because they're very they seem to rub people the wrong way, except for the people who tap the order. They're thrilled, but business owners, yeah. So what are you gonna do? But anyway, I'm sure everything will work out well over there, and we wish them the best. And if you
after that swell review you just gave, they're both done.
I'm sure the phone place over there is stellar. That's the cream inside the cookie.
You are something else.
Yeah.
All right.
What's going on?
Speaking of fast food,
Sure.
the Takeout online publication ranked.
Online publication for fast food.
We tried and ranked the 6 fast food onion rings from big chains.
Yeah. Which is not something a fast food chain can do well, I don't think, because it's just one of those, fries, whatever. You throw them in, you hope for the best. But onion rings take a little more, shall we say, elan, panache.
Well, so they rank 6 top chains.
Okay.
And coming in at number 6, Burger King.
Okay, I've never had. No, I have had their onion rings. They're fine.
They're not. As soon as I read that, I was like, "That's right." I was so disappointed because I like Burger King, but
I just Burger King.
Here's the first line: without contest, Burger King had the worst onion rings of the lot. Well, they gave him credit for trying both fries and onion rings as a combo, but it didn't. These onion rings weren't worth the money, hands down. An average score of 2.9 out of 5.
That is a middling to low rating.
There was no bite of real onion. The crisp was lackluster, and the flavor sat somewhere between bland and ew.
Bland and you? Oh, no, ew.
Man. So, number 5. This one hit a little close to home because it was my first employment other than doing lawn work or what have you. A&W.
A&W.
Yes.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, A&W. They said they were hot. The flavor wasn't half bad, and the knock against them is they were way too crunchy.
Huh?
You could have knocked me over because think fried food. There's no such thing as a fried food that came in too crunchy. It was like it was like biting into a hunk of squid that someone had left in a deep fat fryer for a day, and we did not like it. That's not. You can almost see the leather consistency shining through. Not good.
All right.
Carl's Jr. Number 4, I've heard of them.
Never been. That's that actually is basically Hardee's, is what that is.
Yeah. They got the Hardy Star.
Yeah.
3.75, a solid C.
All right. Solid C. All right.
Came out nice and hot, plenty of crunch, and anyway, number 3. I've been to this one once. This was a favorite chain of my father when he was out west. Jack in the Box.
I've heard good things.
Yes, never been.
No.
It was the right balance between oniony flavor and fatty breading. When you get into the winners, when you get into the winners and it sounds like that, it really makes you question what you're eating or what you're doing.
I was gonna say, maybe we should just not be eating fast food onion rings. What do you think? I don't know.
Number 2, I've never been to this place, but I know they're around. Sonic.
I've always wanted to try Sonic. They're on the south side of Milwaukee, I hear.
Yeah, first A. In fact, almost as someone said, as good as a bloomin' onion. They said,
wow.
They said, put Sonic at the top of your onion ring, only narrowly beaten out by number 1.
Here it is.
Any guesses? It's one we haven't, of course, obviously said.
Do we have one locally? Southeastern Wisconsin?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're around Southeastern Wisconsin. I was just thinking in Cedarburg.
No.
There's definitely in Ozaki County.
Ozaki County, all right. Geez. Panera doesn't do onion rings, do they? I don't know. That's not really fast food either.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, who could it be?
DQ.
Oh, that's controversial.
Well,
what are they trying to do here? What are they're going to bring in the Department of Justice on this one? Hang on.
My theory is that this explains Dairy Queen's onion rings were so popular, they came out hot to the point that they steamed when you bit into them, had a perfect amount of crunch, and were flavored with some indistinguishable spice that made them taste like they came from a carnival stall. A little bit sweet, a lot bit savory.
Carnival stall?
Again,
there's no positive connotations to a carnival stall.
I can tell you who I think has the best onion rings anywhere.
Sure.
Is Whistler's. I think they just fantastic onion rings.
Tried them.
Yeah, well, and I wouldn't order them. My mom would always order them, and I'd steal them from her.
Well, isn't that charming? I mean, God rest your soul, but I'm sorry, Mrs. Henke, that your son's a total degenerate who's taking all your onion rings, for God's sakes. Why don't you sit somewhere else in Whistler's and Jack can go somewhere? Don't share a table with this man.
Look who's over there.
Hey, you want to go have dinner with Jack? He'll take all your sides. Boy.
See, it was, it really.
Why do you want to get a snack with you, let alone dinner? I want to go to quick trip or Buc-ee's with you. I'm just stating that. No. Yeah. Just wandering fingers on my plate. You got a ruler, I can crack your knuckles when you get over my zip code of the table.
I think this is what I call an overreaction.
Don't fuck with my sides.
You take the main course, but don't fuck with my sides.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Go to Ponderosa with you. Like, take what you want. It's free. It's all on the. It's all on the buffet.
Last time I was in Ponderosa, didn't end well.
What was her name? Well, I got it. Okay, there's a story there. You're not getting away with that. What happened to Jack in Ponderosa?
There was a Ponderosa. I don't know if there still is. It was in between Green Bay and Cedarburg. And after a Packers game.
Say between Green Bay and Cedarburg? You got me Sheboygan.
I don't know where it was.
Oostburg.
Yes.
Manawak. What are we talking about here?
It could be. Well, you're the one who grew up in that
Yeah,
area.
there was a great Ponderosa in Manitowoc right off the freeway, I will say.
That must have been it because it was
All
right
right.
off the freeway.
Okay.
And they had that all you can eat
Everything.
everything. Yeah, and after a long Packers game, we were ready, so we went in there. Three friends of mine, and
I don't suppose you boys were drinking during the Packers game, were you?
maybe.
Uh-oh.
And we made such a mess, and we were eating so much that the waitress came over and said, "Before we get to the Sundays." We're gonna have to ask you boys to leave.
Ooh, removed. You were removed, not even reprimanded. You were banned from Ponderosa in Manitowoc, of all places. Do you know how hard it is to get banned in anything in Manitowoc? Only after they find a dead body do they consider maybe banning you.
The thing I remember is she was so nice about it. We're like,
well, yeah,
we didn't get a Sunday yet.
It was. She could just imagine what you guys would do at the Sunday bar. Oh my God! You finding
the sprinkles were safe from us, I guess.
I'd be finding sprinkles in the ceiling fans.
We're gonna have to ask you boys.
Wow, man, that's that's a big life goal to be removed from a Ponderosa in Manitowoc. Not everyone can claim that.
No.
Wow. Well, I love Ponderosa, and I'm a little annoyed that you were messing up. I think the prices went up because of you guys.
I loved those commercials. All the steaks had the perfect grid. Marking on them.
Sure.
None of they never saw a grill, but they were stamped with those things.
Yes. Get the spray. Get the Krylon. You got to put the lines on the steaks. Well, that's the good stuff. There's really no buffet place. I mean, Old Country Buffet, which should be closed, it is. Nothing good can happen there. Ponderosa was fun, but there's really no 24-hour buffet type thing anymore, and that's really depressing. I don't know if COVID did that, but even before COVID, there wasn't much of that left,
We found one in the south.
Yeah.
Some friends of mine, it's called Duff's, of all places. That's what they call it. And, of course, that ended up being the beer on Simpsons.
Right, exactly.
This is pre-Simpsons. It was Duff's. I remember we were doing the 18-hour drive. We said, let's go there. Let's go. This is a good idea. Let's go there before we leave. And we won't have to eat for all the way back. So
It doesn't work like that at all. What do you?
kidding. Especially five guys jammed into a Trans Am.
I'd say you five guys are misinformed. It doesn't work that way.
5 guys, no burgers, and no fries.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. If anybody the sound of my voice knows a good buffet in or around southeastern Wisconsin, drop it in the comments, please. With
Where's Jose Ramon when you need him? He's got all the answers.
Jose, come on, give me a good buffet.
Man,
so there we go.
He's too skinny to know one.
Yeah, he's fit. He's healthy. He's a professional pool shooter. So
just got to keep him away from my Fresca. We'll be good.
Yeah. You can touch your mom's onion rings, but no one can touch your Fresca. I don't understand this at all.
I agree.
Boy, transactional.
Transactional.
What else is going on in your life?
You're
in our final moments before we put on Dr. Ben.
We did the live streaming of tweets and for Maggie Dobson last week for the Chamber had their annual awards. It was a great event.
You were there.
Yeah, it
nice.
It really was. It was at Whistler's, and they had like the warm up in there, and then they had a heated tent for everybody for the actual awards. It was really nice. A lot of nice people won awards.
Yeah.
It was, and the thing is, she has done really a hell of a job because usually those things you kind of dread. You go, oh, I gotta hear the chamber. And I even said,
it's like Artie Johnson laughing when he's hitting on Ruth Fuzzy. Hey, you want to go to the chamber banquet? Oh, you.
But they were like, hey, yeah, come on, let's do it, let's go, and it was fun, and
nice.
Good turnout. It's amazing. Good turnout. A few drinks. Good. Miss Molly's did the catering.
Ooh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, had some really good stuff from them. Yeah, and it was, I would say, real good. I was trying to think if there's nice people won. And Patty Gloon Hansen and Mr. Wonderful were there cheering everyone on. Yeah, she's a chamber ambassador.
Indeed.
So that was nice.
Excellent.
And I know that they have some kind of film festival coming up at the Riv.
They did their sports thing. I think, is Harry Potter coming up? I think they're doing Harry Potter again, aren't they?
Are they?
I thought that's what it was. I might be wrong.
No, you?
Well, I am. I cover the waterfront.
You do.
In Cedarburg, which means I'm hanging out in Cedar Creek. That's the waterfront.
Really,
waterfront property.
Now playing the Wild Robot.
Hey, my kid and I went and saw it last week, actually.
There?
They're at the Rivoli. That was fun. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, the movie was a great fun, and Jerry and Alice were there, herding and corralling people. The concession stand gals were slinging the corn, and I got the biggest Dr. Pepper I've ever had in my life.
Excellent.
It's a trough. It was like
Jerry and Alice were there at the chamber thing too.
Nice.
They're just about to start the holiday movies.
Oh, of course. Well, the Holiday Film Fest. Yeah, that's actually it's more very pressing. That's the big one. They're famous for that. They're world famous.
What's that about, the Wild Robot?
That's kind of a Wall-E type story, but with a little more kind of fast-paced humor, and the animation was amazing. It's some of the best animation I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
It was good. Yeah, it was really entertaining. A lot of critters, a lot of animals who were given, who were voiced by comics
stars
and actors. Yeah, it was just really fun.
All right, Conclave. Do you know that movie?
I went and saw it. I've been hitting a lot of movies lately,
and it's coming to the theater, the Riv, on 22nd.
Yeah, you know what? I think it was like G-rated because it's a bunch of deacons and monks, and because it is the story of a fictional pope. Oh boy, they're going to have a hell of a time with that movie. It's about a pope that croaks.
Hell of a time. A pope that croaks?
Pope that croaks. They have to go through
the conclave. They have to
have a replacement.
Smoke shit. Yeah.
Right. Yes. White smoke shit. Yes. The Catholic Church loves us tonight. And there is, so it's really, intriguing. And it plays out almost like a murder mystery, even though, and in fact, for half the movie, because I didn't know much about it going in, I thought, was this going to be like some sort of homicide type situation? Someone kill the Pope? Who knows? Because these guys who were in the running for next Pope, they all had, shall we say, agendas. One was John Lithgow, one was Stanley Tucci,
Oh
And
God, good
it's
actors.
a hell of a cast, but it was just fascinating to be sort of a fly on the wall for a process that we're not ever gonna know what that is. But this
Right.
is But then there is a major plot twist, which I won't say a word about. And then when that twist is over, they do like a flip flop twist that blew my mind. I'm like, there's no way this movie is saying what I think it's saying. Oh, it was saying it, and I'm like, whoa,
excellent.
doggy.
Wow. Well, good. Well, it was not predictable.
No, that's actually what I loved most about it. I did not see, and I mean, by now maybe the words got out, but because I went opening weekend and with my friend, we both turned again. We were the slow burn in the theater seats where I'm like, are we? And she's like, oh yes. I'm like,
cool.
No.
Cool.
So it was phenomenal. I loved it. We also saw the Saturday Night Live movie Saturday night about the 90 minutes march up to the first episode. That was a blast. That was wonderful. Loved every minute of that. And then what else did we see? We saw
I've heard of that one.
Yeah. I got this movie pass thing working again, and it's going well. It's going well.
Sure.
It is going well.
I sent you some movie articles. One I thought you'd like, and what did I want to tell you about the movies? Shit.
Oh, we lost you. There you are. You're back.
I don't know. All right, but then it starts. The holiday movies closed Thursday, so up until the day before Thanksgiving is Conclave from the 22nd through the 27th. After Wild Robot leaves, and then starting on the Friday, they're closed on Thanksgiving. It's a Wonderful Life kicks off the holiday.
My favorite of the bunch.
And Elf, the Grinch, the Polar Express, blah blah blah, National Lampoon, blah 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 blah.
The usual suspects.
Yep,
not the movie, but the usual.
Then they have an afternoon one on December 14th. I wonder if that is a Sunday or Saturday or Sunday because it's 3:30 p.m. and it's Rudolph, which is only an hour. But that is a great one.
Well, sure.
Talk about it would offend everybody in this present day. Everything. It's one of my favorites. I love it.
They'll be too busy being offended by Conclave, so it's okay.
Well, I'm Happy Hour and then Rudolph. That's a good date.
I wish they showed the only Christmas movie that truly matters from 1964, I believe. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians with a young Pia Zadora.
I don't see.
No, they won't be showing. It's terrible. It's one of the worst movies ever made, but I love every minute of it. It is preposterous.
I loved the one I saw last year. That we talked about, the violent one.
Was it like Silent Night or something? Or was
Violent
Night.
Violent Night. Yes.
The guy from Stranger Things.
Yes, I highly recommend that one.
I still haven't done that. I should catch up to that someday.
That's a good one.
Nice.
I just finished the audiobook of Sonny Boy of
Hoo-ha!
Yes, Al Pacino doing his own. And
you enjoyed it?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
He didn't write it.
No. Well, he said he did in the book.
Yeah. Well,
but
sure.
Yeah. But a lot of the stuff was head scratching stuff. A lot of stuff I didn't know. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
I didn't
no buyer's remorse.
But there are some really good some nuggets in there that I really liked, and some things I didn't know.
Sure.
I didn't know how he grew up or any of that stuff. It was really good. But he talked about a film that he put together in finance called Looking for Richard.
Yeah, I saw. It's great. Yeah, it's fun. It's a nice backstage story of a troupe, of like big names. I mean, big, some of whom have been canceled now, like Kevin Spacey and all that were in there. But yeah, no, it's a fun movie. It's again just sort of the backstage trauma of trying to bring a production to life.
Said you see the drama.
Yeah.
While they show live things of the play of Richard III, and he said that he really loved it. It took him years to put it together, but that sounded good. And there's some other stuff that I never would have known.
Did a fun movie about a playwright called Author that nobody saw. That actually is really well done.
Oh, he talked about it.
Did he? Yeah, like 81, 82. Yeah,
he got into a fight with the director.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well.
Just
oops.
And he talks about how he lost all his money and because he's an idiot, and he was swindled, but at least he didn't say, it wasn't me. He said,
right.
Yeah, but there's just a lot of unresolved stuff. Like he talked about all of a sudden, I never knew he and Diane Keaton were a thing in real life, and then all of a sudden
Probably
he just
few in Hollywood, few of that era that weren't a thing with Al Pacino at one time or another.
really.
I think
Yeah,
he got around pretty well.
yeah, it's just amazing. I definitely say it. I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
It was good. Um, I wanted to ask you about a movie that I saw recently. I actually saw a movie, but
Okay.
I've got a list. We don't have to do it tonight because it's late.
Yeah, we're getting late.
But
Late in Denmark.
15 best romance movies.
Ah, cool. I like it.
I have a list.
All right.
Yeah, and so we'll see how
we
you
can
fare
do.
with that one.
Absolutely.
So we're back and we're cooking. Oh, Kelly Dupuis Schmidt wants to come back.
Oh, I saw it. I think you mentioned that. That'd be great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's
Welcome
talented,
here.
fun. Maybe she can do some Christmas stuff for us or
Sure.
holiday stuff. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Excellent.
Got stuff coming up. It's getting to be that time of year.
It is. It's going to get busy. It's going to get weird.
All right. Are you doing the bird this year?
The bird. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they always want to bring the family, the guy who was trying to be a funeral director and a mortician to do the bird. So that's kind of perfect. And I give the bird the exact same treatment I gave my 3 clients during that time period.
Brine it with formaldehyde.
You got it? Yeah.
Looks better than they did in life.
Absolutely. You get something called the trocar out to get a lot of the internals. That's great. It's just, like a little vacuum stick. It's nice. So,
Sounds pretty good.
I like it. Yeah, absolutely. So I like it. Well, I think we're going to run your recent Dr. Ben episode,
yes,
right?
Ben was on. We did it over the weekend. He was on fire. He was really good. Made some good points.
Nice.
Actually, I kind of hijacked the episode. He had a thing, but I just started blasting questions at him.
Yeah. Your namesake is Jack, so it's easy for you to hijack things.
Boom, boom.
Hey.
All right, we're back. This is it. We'll be back again.
Yeah.
Thanks, Russ. Thanks, Jose, Ramon. Thanks,
Yeah.
AJ.
Yeah, AJ was talking about on fire. He was kind of burning it up tonight.
Oh my God!
I haven't been on the show for a while. I'm like, what happened? What happened since I was gone?
Our boy grew up. And our boy grew up and got an attitude?
Our polite young man that we've completely corrupted here on this show. Sorry, Bikini family. He's all yours now. You can have him back.
Take him back. Come on.
All right, let's get Ben rolling here, and we will hopefully see all of you again next week.
Great. All right. See ya.
Take care, everybody. Adios. And here comes Ben.
We're live in the Quiz Dome with Dr. Ben. You've heard of Ben there, done that? Ben's here. That's what we say. And forget about watching your P's and Q's. Just listen to this Q. He's the one. He's the only. He's the OG of PT. He's Dr. Ben Quiz.
Oh my gosh, that's quite an introduction. Thank you, Jack.
Tough. It's gonna be tough to beat that one. Every week I try to get something that's gonna make you at least shake your head, and it works every week.
Right.
How are you, Ben?
I'm very good. Yes. Excited to talk to you today and talk about health and wellness and physical fitness, all those good, wonderful topics.
It is a time of, with the seasons changing, people, and particularly for like with daylight savings, which is still going on, and so you get that 1 extra hour of sleep.
Yeah.
Well, that one Sunday, but boy, I'll tell you what, Ben, the mood of everyone once this one hits, where it gets darker earlier, it seems gloomy. People are ticked off about it and aggravated about it. Do you? I don't know what you want to cover today, but I want to cover, if not today, in an upcoming show, how you would recommend dealing with some of that. Get yourself out of this funk, because it's gloomy outside right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels gloomy. So I don't know what you want to talk about today, but we can approach that at some other.
We can go over that topic. That'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
Relevant.
Let's do it, because it affects energy levels, which are so critical to how you feel about yourself and getting yourself moving and that kind of thing. So is it a real deal? Is this seasonal disorder stuff? How do you feel about that? Is it all in your, everything's all in your head, but it's something real, correct?
Oh yeah. That's a studied phenomena, seasonal affect disorder. But to me, it seems like sunlight plays such a role in people's feelings of well-being or their mood. I certainly notice that myself, and on others around me, that when it's a beautiful sunny day out, it sure makes you feel better, doesn't it? I mean, versus this morning where it's kind of gloomy and rainy, and
Yep.
so
Yeah, the sun makes you want to get cracking. It's like I want to get out there and inhale some of that fresh stuff versus this.
totally.
So what can people do, Ben? Let's talk about the sleep, the hour change. Anything that they can do to help adjust better to that? Any suggestions from you?
I mean, I took the darkness starting earlier and earlier and earlier as we press towards into winter here.
Right.
And the things that I usually focus on, or we focus on in our family, is creating some outdoor activities that we're excited about for the winter. There's kind of a twofold thing. Number one, most people aren't getting outside anymore, right?
Right.
It's cold and it's snowing and all that kind of stuff. But something that's been really successful for our family has been, just embracing some of the winter sports. So, for example, skiing, things like that, where it actually becomes like a kind of an exciting thing when it starts to get to be winter and the snow starts to fly. It gives you some reason to cheer a little bit versus it being this, kind of like, oh my gosh, now we're snowed in.
Right.
And that's been wonderful. And then the second thing, and this is kind of my solution for pretty much everything, is that exercise is your best medicine. So after we're done today, I'm actually doing my exercise routine for the morning. But it is just amazing the mental reset that you get from exercise, from sweating, from increasing the blood flow in your body. That hands down is the best way to, in my opinion, to kind of reset your system. So that regular habit, that daily habit of exercising, I think is just so important for people.
It is. And what I do for a living, I'm at a computer a lot, which a lot of people are. So I sit and get up, but like on my weekend days, when I have a little bit more flexibility in my schedule, what I plan to do is I get up, I get after the work, and then I kind of plan in a break for the exercise, because that helps reset right when I'm about going, oh God, I don't want to do this anymore, kind of thing. So that has really helped me. With the ski, where did you grow up, Ben? Did you grow up in this climate? Were you around here?
Yeah, I've lived here my whole life. Yep.
Okay.
Here, Wisconsin native.
Did you ever think about moving to where it doesn't snow for half of the year? It feels like half the year, even though it's not really, but still. Do you ever have any thoughts like that?
No, I never have, because I truly, just on a personal level, love the seasons and the changing. Fall is one of my favorite seasons for whatever. It's just beautiful. And anytime I'm in those types of climates where they don't really have seasons quite as much as we do, like Florida or those kinds of places, it just feels very foreign and alien to me. Like even their trees are all weird. They got the palm trees, and I like regular trees, like that. So I love the Midwest. I love the season changing. I would never consider that, except maybe really old. Like,
have your kids they buy into the winter sports, correct?
Yeah.
It sounds like you got them all revved up in the right frame of mind.
Yep, we actually just went yesterday and rented our skis for the young guys for the winter, and adult skis sharpened up and waxed and everything at the local ski shop. So
nice.
Yeah, it really does make a difference. Downhill skiing is, in my opinion, as a physical therapist, is somewhat dangerous. But so I always kind of counter that with the fact that it's fun and you get outside and all that kind of stuff. But it's a wonderful sport. It's something that I took up in my late 40s. So
really,
I really skied before, and so it is something where even if someone is in their middle age or even a little bit older, it is something you can start even at a slightly later age. And, additionally, again, that's why exercising, strength training, mobility work, you do that stuff so that you can live life. So you can go out and pick up a sport like pickleball or downhill skiing or cross-country skiing or whatever it might be, hiking in the snow, like, so that you can do those things, and that's another reason why the exercise component is just it just makes me sad when people don't incorporate that into their life, so that's why I love what I do, is because I just try to motivate people and get them going on that path. And once they start, they usually they don't want to stop. It's like
Right.
it feels so good. It's like, why would I ever stop doing this?
Right. Right. You mentioned cross country skiing. When I was a kid, that the first time I remember that kind of became, there was a huge boom in it.
Yeah.
For like 10 years. My parents, who were, it always seemed like they were over the hill. When you're a kid, your parents seem like old. Like, what the hell? They're even cross country skiing.
Right.
Is that still? Do you find that to be that's still highly recommendable as far as good aerobics, easy on your joints, kind of thing?
I mean, it's certainly a whole heck of a lot safer than downhill skiing. And actually, although you do get a workout from downhill skiing, depending on how you do it, cross country is definitely a really good cardiovascular stimulus. So I think it's absolutely great. But I agree with your observation that it kind of like got really, really popular back, maybe 15, 20 years ago. And then it kind of, no one's been talking about it. So,
right.
But I think it's a fantastic form of exercise. I personally have never done it. I just know just from what I've read, but I would love to try it.
Well, I see people with the poles, like walking on exercise walking.
Yeah.
And is that just to mimic is there any benefit to using those poles? I'm always wondering about that, Ben. What do you say about that?
The Nordic poles. I've had some people ask me that question in the past. I don't really feel like, if you're at risk for a fall, like maybe it's good to have two ski poles that are kind of helping you, or if it helps your posture, and I'm sure there's other benefits to that.
Yeah.
I know that certain people that advocate for it say that there are these extra benefits. I have a hard time coming up with what those benefits might be, but
Well, I guess it comes down to the biggest benefit I see, based on what you're saying, can kind of confirms it. If it makes you feel better or gets you more into it, then it's certainly not going to harm anything. So
100.
Get out there and use them.
Yeah. The individuals that are, skating on the road with rollerblades, with ski poles and stuff. And, whatever your jam is, the fact that you're moving, that's a wonderful thing.
How do you rate skating, like ice skating, is that a good aerobic?
Yeah, depending on how you do it, again can be a really nice workout. Although that one can be a little dangerous too.
Right.
It's so funny. We were skating with the kids last year, and I took a pretty hard fall because you think you can skate like you skated when you were 20 or 15 or 10 or whatever, and it's like, wow, okay, that's definitely have to be a little bit careful.
Right.
Those skates can fly out from underneath you pretty quickly. So.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We had my son. You've never met him, but when he was young, he was 4. We lived across from the Ozaki Ice Center. They just opened it, and so we said, "Let's try it." We put him in there, and he did not take the hockey. However, those were the best coaches. They were so patient. They helped him. He learned how to skate. Mm-hmm. So now whether it's ice skating or he could go backward. He can. Not that he does it all the time, but man, when he does it, he can really do it because he learned that at such an early age.
Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah, it is one of those things where there's a couple different sports like that where I wish my parents had gotten me into it earlier at a young age. But I feel like sometimes if you learn that stuff in your childhood, it just is so much more ingrained in you. And downhill skiing would be one of those. Like I think people that skied when they were children, they just are at a whole different level than someone trying to do it, when you're a little
right.
Or golf, I would put in that category too. Like, I feel like when you try to pick that game up in your 40s or 50s, it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Yeah. With your patience for that sport, for God's sakes. Okay. So you ski, where around here do you ski? Is there a decent ski hill? I know it's not like going, you usually takes trips every year, right? And go to a nice, where they're really mountains.
Sure. But although we have a very nice ski resort here in Wisconsin called Granite Peak, which is out in Wausau. It has some, actually, there's a Rib Mountain is the mountain that it's on. And, it's not like a mountain in Colorado, but there's some sizable ski runs there. And they have high lifts. I think they have 7 or 8 or 9 lifts there. So it definitely, if you're someone here in Wisconsin that likes skiing and you haven't been there, it's worth the trip, and then you don't have to have the expense of flying somewhere or driving a really long drive to go somewhere. So we always go there at least once a year. And then, we have all the smaller little ski hills like Little Swiss or, H8. There's a bunch of little ones around here, which are but
yeah.
And the main part of it for me is just to be out in the sunlight, to get some fresh air, to be outside.
Right.
And that really helps with, the seasonal affect disorder, making just your mood, to improve it.
What about snowshoeing, Ben? Those things have become quite technical. The snowshoes were like tennis rackets when I was a kid. Now they're
totally.
pretty cool looking.
They're very, very different. I've done that once or twice. It's really hard, depending on the level of snow that you're going through. But that's another one where, quite a workout. So I think it's great. But I just encourage people, whether it's just walking outside or whatever, to still do some form of outdoor exercise, because it is just so great for the body, and it can help with some of that. Especially when you get into like December and January, really kind of post-holiday season. I think that's where it really gets people, where it starts to get dark around like 3 p.m. It's like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Very cool. Okay, so it's your advice is really year round. It's consistent. Find something you like, stay active, stay moving, and it's amazing sometimes you just don't feel like it. I mean, I just don't feel like it. But once you start, it's like, it really
it gets you going. And I always talk to people about, everyone always thinks they have to have this like massively hard workout where it's like, oh, if I'm not like sweating and my muscles aren't burning, like I didn't do anything. And it's just totally not true. Just basic level, easy movement is wonderful for the body. So if you're feeling like you just don't have the energy level to do it on a certain day, just walk on a treadmill, or, what I do when I'm low energy, I just ride the recumbent bike, like read a book and ride the recumbent bike, or watch a TV show. And, it's such a,
Do you watch TV? No.
Oh yeah. All health related topics, of course. It's not like,
of course.
But again, it is the best medicine for the human body. In fact, it's required. It is absolutely required for the body to stay in a good shape and form, and every organ system in the body requires movement. It's just amazing to see the differences between somebody who exercises consistently in a thoughtful manner and then someone who sits all the time. It's amazing to look at two people that are both 60 years old. One person is, doing a lot of that kind of stuff. One person isn't. And just even how they look, you might think that the one person's 10 years older than the other person, the exerciser versus non-exerciser. So I always find that stuff fascinating. So it's been really fun to watch. I've been in business for about 25 years now, doing personal training, physical therapy, that kind of stuff. And it's been fascinating to watch the individuals who have had a really consistent habit of exercise over time and how they've done, and then the individuals that I know in my life who haven't. It hands down. I mean, it is amazing. We've got one guy, Dr. Stula, he works out at our Mequon location, and he was one of our first clients. So I've been watching him for decades now, and he's now in his 90s. He's like 93, still strength training, still driving, still vacationing with his wife, out of the country, still working. He's a physician, so it's fascinating to watch that. But there's an example of an individual that has exercised very thoughtfully and very continuously for a long period of time. He eats well. He has actually did an email on him about a year or two ago. Yep. It was just like, here's a guy who's really done it. I mean, and he started his fitness journey when he was in his probably his late 50s is when he started, where he really got into it. And it just goes to show it's never too late to start getting going on this stuff. But it's just, that's the kind of stuff that is always interesting to me, is like, because most guys do not make it into their 90s in a high level of function. I'll see that with some of the female clients and female members where they're still doing pretty good in their 90s, but it is a rare thing when a man makes it into their 90s. So I'm always extra curious. We see like a Jack LaLanne who lived to be 95, or Dr. S who is doing extremely well and may outlive Jack LaLanne. He's just I saw him last week. I'm like, God, he is just he's doing so great, still making jokes, and he's his cognition is fantastic. So that's why I find, and out of all those things you can do, of course, it's more powerful when you combine all the different strategies together. Meaning, like, eating well, but exercise, in my opinion, is probably the most important. Diet and exercise. It's it's hard to know which one is the most. Exercise is very, very important.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, no question. Um, a word that you use a lot, and you said it again just now, and made me think of walking is thoughtful. You said be thoughtful and what strikes me is I read a lot, and one of the things I've read about, whether it's at first it was just like a lot of writers and artists that when they would get stuck, they'd go for a walk, and many of them have said always bring a notebook with you when you're walking because things will hit you, you're the natural flow. But much more recent example is Steve Jobs. Now he he died by ignoring a health problem, but that's not what I'm talking about. He would, or instead of having meetings whenever he could, he would have walking meetings. So he would invite people to walk, and they talk things over while they walked. And he said they're much more productive. Everybody stays fresher. He's kind of also known as kind of like making overworking people, but that was a smart thing that he did. If you can do that, that'd be fantastic.
Totally. I totally agree with that. Just on a personal level, like when I jog, I always have to stop a couple times to take voice memos because it's something weird. It unlocks your mind, where it's just like suddenly the problem that you were having, you have all these ideas for how to fix it. And it's like, wow, I don't know if that's, the endorphins or the extra blood flow to the brain, or I'm sure there's some reasoning for it, but it certainly seems to, I would definitely agree with that.
And once you start doing something like that, and you expect that kind of, you just have to be aware of it. You can't ignore. There's so many little insights around all of us all the time. If you can be aware, it's like you're spacing out while you're walking, but all of a sudden something snaps to you. Listen to that voice.
Yeah,
it's important usually.
Yeah. Yep. I've felt that many times.
Excellent. All right, I hijacked your segment so far by taking you off course. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about, Ben?
I didn't really have anything today. I was just just wanted to just spend some time with you because I enjoy these talks so much. So
I'm just sure
to spend time with Jack Henke.
Yeah. Let's talk about the gym. What's going on at the gym? Any promotions or any classes or anything you want to highlight or talk about at Foreman Fitness?
Sure. Yeah. No. At our large health club location in Grafton, we got a couple exciting things happening. We did some renovations, got a lot of new equipment. We have nitro coffee for a juice bar. Which, have you ever had that nitro coffee?
No.
It's really yummy. It's like an infused coffee. You have to try it too.
Okay, I will.
But the different promotions that we have in November, we're running a No Gain November contest, which is where we weigh in the beginning of November and then see if they can maintain their weight through November, because November is one of the hardest months, in my opinion, to not start gaining weight. It's a problematic month for people. So we've been doing this contest a couple times now, and people really seem to like it. But yeah, so yeah, we're always looking for people who are looking to start their fitness journey, and we're ready to help you guys when it is the right time for you to get rolling. So
cool. I just signed up. Margo and I signed up for a team. I love the turkey boot camp.
Yeah.
We've never won the actual physical competition, but our team did take best costume last year, and I think we'll be in the running for that again. I think that's kind of
I can't remember. I know for best costume, did you guys get any kind of
Oh, actually, it's funny. Yeah, really nice glass with.
Oh yeah, the beer glasses. That's right.
Yeah. So that's been put to good use around here. Let me tell you, it's like the most useful utilitarian trophy I've ever won in my entire life.
Yes.
So.
Well, I know we're doing some pretty good medals this year. They're pretty substantial for the winners this year. We went all out on the medals for the turkey winners, and then the Pilsners are making an appearance again too. So hopefully you win sometime.
It's a great way. It's just great because it's fun. Everybody gets into a little more lighthearted, but it's competition too. and you want to win.
Hard workout. I mean, it's a hard workout. I'm always there watching. I'm like, oh my God, these people are, they're doing it. So it's pretty impressive.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a good way to kick off the holiday season with do a boot camp before. I know there are turkey trots around. People do outside. Some other people do. I don't know how they do the football. Outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, when you don't do it, all of a sudden you run out there one day a year and it's typically pretty cold. Maybe not freezing, but
that can cause problems.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. And then, any year-end deals or anything you got cooking? Anything promotions coming up, or?
We have a promotion at the gym and also at our personal training location, Mech One. There's a promotion every month. At the Mech One location right now, we run this one time a year. If someone's never been a client before, meaning hasn't personal trained with us, we run a 1 month promotion, typically in the holiday months, of a buy one package, get one package of training. So if you buy 10 personal training sessions, we would double it for you and make it 20 personal training sessions. So if you have any interest in personal training, it is probably the best time of year for that. And, not to toot our own horns, but, we have 30 personal trainers on staff between the two locations. And it is some of the best, I personally believe, some of the best fitness professionals in Wisconsin. So we have a wonderful team to help you get started. And personal training is just such a great way to do it because you get that guidance. I always use that term you just mentioned, thoughtful exercise, but exercise is extremely powerful. So it can hurt you too. So especially weight training, right? So to get some of that advice, putting together a program that makes sense where you're at right now in your life is just, I think, very, very important.
To that point that you just made, it truly is. Exercise is a great thing, but you'll hear. I'm not going to say people. I'm going to say myself. Like I know how to do a curl. I know how to squat. I know how to do that. I don't need anybody telling me. But I'm in those classes, and as you're doing them, and you're getting tired, and your form starts leaking out. To have someone who can point it out to you without making you feel like a complete idiot. But still, it's amazing. I don't know how many times I've said this to your trainers, whether it's Eliza or Rock. One little tweak in the form, and it makes all the difference. It's so much more difficult in a good way, not like it's crazy. It's crazy how much that makes a difference.
Totally. And additionally, or like I had a woman come in last week who was a friend of the family who wanted some advice on our exercise program. So I looked at what she was doing, and she lives in Chicago, so she's not going to be working out with us here. But it's funny, a lot of people get into these ruts, even if they are an exerciser. They'll be like, well, I do these 6 Nautilus machines, and I've done them for the last 25 years, and that's all I do when I go to the gym. And she was one of those types of people. So one of the things I was able to incorporate for her, she's now doing some foam rolling where she's loosening up her quads and really help with her knee pain, even on the first visit. And we're getting her doing some standing exercise. So she's doing exercises that relate better to real life, so tweaking up her whole program to make it into something that is more focused and better for her at this point in life versus 25 years ago when she started the Nautilus machines. So that's how you use personal training. It's a great tool in the toolbox to kind of either motivate you for accountability or just make whatever you're doing better. Such things to do it on your own after you work with a trainer. So
yeah, very cool. Yeah, you have great trainers. I know, like a lot of the trainers that I know at the Grafton one teach classes, and they also do personal training. So it's like if you take a class, it's like getting an intro to how this person teaches, and something. So that's a good toe in the water kind of a thing too, I believe.
Totally. Yep. Totally. Yeah. Because I think most people who are I'll make this one final point, who are kind of in that un-exerciser category. Lots of times there's an intimidation factor to starting an exercise routine. It's like, am I going to get hurt? Am I going to look stupid? Is everyone going to be super fit in the gym and I'm not going to become super fit? That is a barrier I would recommend that people come and try things out. All of the people who join our gym in Grafton get some free personal training to start, and it's not a sales thing. It really is something where someone kind of really helps guide you for, several sessions initially to get you comfortable in the gym, to get you to kind of show you where everything is, and it really kind of breaks down some of those initial barriers to getting started. So, it's my favorite thing when I get a non-exerciser and I can get them going. That's just a wonderful thing. So
Yeah.
all those people to please come in, let us help you.
Right. And important to note that nobody starts out looking. I mean, nobody. I read a great quote this week, and I can't find it at the moment, but by a guy who studies failure at Northwestern University, and the quote is, "Every winner was a loser first."
That's very true. Yep.
You got to start once you start, that's the important thing. And I also notice other gym members, when someone has a question or something, somebody started new, very encouraging, because everybody's been there. So
group of people up there in Mech One group too, with all the clients. We have hundreds of clients in the Mech One gym. It's just so much fun to even be in that environment. Even as the owner, when I go into the Mech One gym space, or even the Grafton space as well, it's just nice to come into a space where there's something positive happening, where the staff is happy, the members are happy. It's just kind of a happy place. Sometimes your workplace isn't like that, but
right.
All the wonderful members and all the wonderful employees that I have working for me really, really make it into something special. So I feel very, honored to even be a part of the organization. So.
Well, you've done good, Ben, and keep it going, because the world needs more of it. We need more positivity these days.
We do.
Now that the damn election's over, so onward.
Election season, right? Yeah.
Right. We got to deal with it. We got to work it out.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Very
Totally.
cool. All right. Well, let's try and make this a weekly thing. Would you? For God's sakes.
Yeah. It's just been very busy lately.
I know you're booked a lot, but as we move forward, you will always be featured on the show, but we can be very flexible as to when we do it. So we're like, all right. Well, cool. Well, good to see you, and I think I've got your permanent intro worked out now. That was a good one. I think I'm going to stick with that one.
Very good. It's very good.
All right. Have a great week, Ben.
Okay. You too. Bye, guys.
See you. Bye.